Admit it, or I'll put it online for everyone to see. Hi, my name's Kayla, and I'm not exactly sure what happened, but somehow my mother managed to give birth to a dog, and it's so embarrassing. It all started when Terry was a baby. Most babies stick things in their mouths. That's normal. But not Terry. He stuck things up his nose. Everything. From the leg of my Barbie, or a bit of Lego, to a dead cockroach. There's even a photo of him as a baby sitting in the middle of the laundry pile with a dirty sock dangling out of each nostril. Things only ever made it into Terry's mouth if they passed his smell test first. He totally refused to eat anything that was cold. He'd cry and spit it out until Mum warmed it up in the microwave. It was like he thought warm food tasted nicer because it smelt better or something. After he started crawling, Terry would creep up behind our dog, Max, grab his tail and smell his butt. The poor thing would pull away, then turn around and try to sniff his diaper. And then they'd both be on the kitchen floor, going around in circles, trying to see who could get the best butt whiff. As we got older, Terry's super sense became more and more noticeable, and more embarrassing. One time we were in the elevator at the mall when Terry suddenly called out, "Oh, yum! Who had bacon and eggs for breakfast this morning?" This poor old guy turned red as a beetroot and shrank down in the corner trying to hide, while Terry stood there, grinning like a Cheshire cat. Everyone else looked around questioningly and smiled politely at us. 30 seconds later, they were squirming, holding their noses and shaking their heads in disgust. Couldn't get out of the elevator fast enough. After I hit puberty, Terry could even smell when it was that time of the month. I got really paranoid about it for a while. I'd take extra long showers and made my mum buy me fragrance-free soap, trying to get rid of my scent. But it didn't help one bit. Terry still knew. By the time Terry got to high school, he'd become a legend of sorts. He even went as far as dressing up in a dog costume and displaying his special ability in front of the entire school at the talent show last year. On stage, he was blindfolded and given canned fart samples to sniff. Then he crawled over to a pile of groceries, sniffed, and then picked up an item with his mouth and dropped it in front of the fart tin he thought held the same ingredients. When he finished, all the donors came up on stage and held up a card showing what they'd eaten for dinner the night before. Terry got every single item right. Everyone thought it was hilarious, except for me, that is. And you know how guys secretly rate each other's farts? They act like the ability to let out a decent blast gives them some kind of superiority. Well, ever since Terry's performance, I've become a target for them at school. Guys stop me at my locker and say things like, "Listen to this, too good to miss," then drop a big smelly one and waft it at me with their hand, laugh, and keep walking. I'm so over it. It's all Mum's fault. I read online that newborn babies can develop a liking for something they smell soon after birth. So I asked her straight up, "Mum, when you gave birth to Terry, did you have an upset stomach or something?" "What are you talking about, Kayla?" she asked. "Mum, did you pass wind right after you had Terry?" "Don't be silly, Kayla. Ladies don't fart." I don't know why she won't take it seriously. What do you think about Terry's ability? Subscribe and let me know in the comments below.